Hi. Maybe you're here because you realize that your life is way too complex. All of a sudden, your financial picture has gotten out of control and you don't know where to start. Hi, I'm Amy Butler and I'm a wealth advisor with Merriman Wealth Management. One of the things that I found is that people come to me for different reasons. Often it's not because they have this fantastic investment portfolio that they need managed, but more so that they're wondering what to do next. I'll give you a great example. I've got a client who came to me with this situation. Many people have it. Let's just say that one day you woke up and you were an adult. You had your fair share of accounts and things all over the place. And how do we get there? Many times it is not because we decided to, or even that we gave thought to the fact that we have accounts all over the place, but life happens. Let me tell you how. Let's say you start and you have your own bank account. You grow up, you get your first job, and you've got a bank account. And perhaps from there, you decide that you're going to buy a new car. When you do that, you go to get a loan, and the loan happens to be at yet a different bank, maybe a credit union down the street. Now you've become a member of that credit union, and you've got this bank account on the side that you still use for your bills. Fast forward a little bit, you get a first job, and you have a 401k associated with that. And then maybe you have a partner or you decide to get married. And that person and you start sharing finances. At that point, you maybe collect their bank as well as their 401k, and you all are off and running. Eventually, it comes to the point where either your mailbox, if you haven't quite done all the electronic signatures that you need to get things electronically, or your inbox is completely filled with lots of different things. I found that there became a point in time where I woke up and was like, this just too much for me to get my arms around. And it's at that point often that people step in and say, how do I make my life more simple? I'm going to give you a couple quick tips on what I think would be the great first starts for that. First things first is to create a list. I know it's obnoxious, but getting everything down on a piece of paper or in an aggregation software makes a ton of sense. Something like Mint does a fantastic job of letting you put all the information so you can see it in one easy place. You might be a spreadsheet person, you might be a bullet journal person, whatever it may be, get everything written down in one place. Second step that I find to be super helpful is to consolidate where you can. So let's go back to that example I gave you. If you had your first bank in your credit union, maybe you still carry that auto loan and it's through the credit union. Perhaps it's time for you to move from that first bank over to the credit union and just have one banking institution that you're working with. From there, maybe you decided at one point to open a Roth IRA, or you had that 401k and you changed jobs. It might be time for you to consolidate to one financial institution. There are a ton of great ones online. My company also works with people on their investments, but there's lots of different options to choose from. From there, what I would say is take a look at your debts and what you're doing on that side of things. I find that people collect things. We collect debts, we collect pictures, we collect lots of different accounts. And again, a lot of it is just not mindful. We haven't thought about it. We haven't thought it through. We just are doing it as we go along. So maybe you open up your wallet and you have got multiple different credit cards. For myself, at one point I had, my cashback card, and I had my Costco card, and I had my card over from Alaska Airlines. It really makes sense for you to just hone in on one card or one or two cards that are providing you with the best benefit. The greatest part about 2021 is that credit cards need your business. And what they would like to do is offer you tons of rewards. So do your research, think through where you want to do that. Again, Alaska Airlines is a great one for me, might not be for you. Next thing that I would do is put anything you can on auto pay. Is it not the worst thing ever to continuously get different bills in? Auto pay can be used for mortgages and for car loans, and heck, it can even be used for things like savings. So if you're saving into that 401k at work, but you still have an education fund for your kid, or you have a Roth IRA, those are perfect opportunities for you to save on an ongoing basis and make it automatic. The less you have to think about it, the less paperwork we're getting in our face, the more less stressed you're going to be. And last thing I would say is this: if you've gotten to the point where you're looking at all of these things